He will appeal the verdict of a New York jury that found he sexually abused a woman and then defamed her by calling her a liar. E. Jean Carroll, a magazine columnist, claimed the former US president attacked her in a department store in the mid-1990s. The civil trial rejected her claim of rape, but upheld her other complaints and ordered Mr. Trump to pay her £4 million in damages. He has posted a video on his social media network, Truth Social.
I don't even know who this woman is. I have no idea who she is, where she came from. This is another scam. It's a political witch hunt. And somehow we're going to have to fight this stuff. We cannot let our country go into this abyss. This is disgraceful.
Well, let's speak now to Erol Morkoç, who is a spokesperson for Republicans Overseas UK. Erol, thanks for being with us this afternoon.
Hi, yes, thank you for having me.
It's pretty damning against Mr. Trump, all this, isn't it? Despite what he says he didn't have a clue who she was. The jury found differently.
Well, I mean, here's the fact of the matter, and it's important for your listeners to understand the difference in America between a civil and a criminal case. You know, in a criminal case, you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. In a borough of Manhattan, 88% Democrat city, in a civil case, you need to get 50% of the people to agree. You could get 88% of Manhattan to, elect to hang Donald Trump.
Hang on, everybody in this jury agreed, though, didn't they?
Well, of course they did. This is a Manhattan civil trial jury, and what this is doing.
By your logic, he could do anything he liked in Manhattan, and a jury would always find him guilty of that. And actually, there's nothing that a jury could decide in Manhattan that you'd agree with, just on the basis that you think they're biased. Is that right?
It's not just that. It's the fact that they couldn't take him to criminal court because there was no evidence of a crime. I'll give you the reverse. If a incredibly right-wing county down in Alabama decided to charge Joe Biden with some frivolous nonsense, and a bunch of people who hate Joe Biden all got together, and there's no real oversight in a civil case as far as as a criminal case, I would say the same thing if they did that to Joe Biden. This is the breakdown of the American justice system. This is a kangaroo court. This is a witch hunt trying to take down, somebody who's going to run. Now, let me give you the actual gamesmanship here because it's quite clever. The Democrat Party knows that their best chance to win in 2024 is to defeat Donald Trump. Now, to get Donald Trump to be the nominee, you need to galvanize his base. This allows Donald Trump to say, look, exactly what I'm telling you about the witch hunt, they're coming after me. Which that means his poll numbers go up, and Ron DeSantis will have a tougher time to get the nomination. Okay. So at the same time, they drag him through the mud to the American middle class, and it really hurts. It really hurts his chances. So it's gamesmanship.
What hurts your argument, Errol, though. This woman isn't the only woman to make accusations like this against Donald Trump, and out of his own mouth in the past have come pretty damning words that allow you to judge him pretty negatively when it comes to his attitude towards women. We remember what he said about, grabbing them and so on before he was elected first time round.
Well, Donald Trump is his own worst enemy in the sense that he, definitely is a soundbite machine. That said, you have to just look at the man's actions and maybe a little bit differentiate from the words, But he certainly has made...
Sorry, I'm not going to let you go ahead with that. A soundbite machine. Think of what he said. Think also of the fact that he didn't bother putting forward a defence for himself in this case.
Yeah, because he doesn't care, because it's a civil case and he's going to appeal it, and they're not even taking it seriously. There's Alvin Bragg bringing 36 charges against him after the state of New York failed and the federal government failed to charge all of this. He's just being sued left, right, and center. Think about all the women who accused, Bill Clinton of things. I mean, if all it takes is accusations to make somebody guilty, that's not America. But he's guilty in a civil court in Manhattan, and just quite simply, that's not a qualifier in today's day and age. It's not the same thing as being found guilty by a jury of your peers, which is not what he had there.
There's a woman at the heart of this. There's a woman at the heart of this, E. Jean Carroll, who says that what she has gone through was a really traumatic experience. You're saying you just simply don't believe what she says. Is that right?
It's not my place to say I do or don't believe what she says. Quite simply, there's not enough evidence of what she says to make a criminal charge. And as
is so often the case in a situation like this when there are no witnesses. Yeah, as is so often the case. So what is left? What options are left open to her?
Well, if Look, I'm not a lawyer, and I just play one on TV sometimes. But I will say that if she had a case and she had brought it forth, it would have been possible. But in this case, we don't think that she's telling the truth. A lot of Democrat operatives put her up to this. This is a very contentious claim. In fact, it mirrors an exact episode of Law and Order
Okay.
where the exact same thing happened. So
there's
she isn't
no
exactly,
point. So there's no
I'm not
point in the
here
civil
to-
justice
I'm not
system in the
trying to-
United States of America, is there? There's no point in it.
Very little. Well, no. The point is to get money. That's why there's no real high standard for it. 51% is all you need. You need to just prove that you're right. 51%.
Okay. Listen,
Correctly.
just answer me this. Do you think this will harm Donald Trump's aspirations to become president once again in any way at all?
It's a double-sided answer because it will help him become the nominee against all logical odds, but it will hurt him in the general election, which is why the Democrats want this to happen, because they want to run against Donald Trump because they think that they can beat him and he's the weakest candidate. Yeah. And so that's the fact of the matter.
He has for many years now defied all normal conventional political logic, hasn't he? The whole kind of what doesn't kill him makes him stronger kind of theory stands up once again and again to all these tests. Listen, Erol Morkoç, thank you very much indeed for being with us and giving us your thoughts this afternoon. Erol, a spokesperson for Republican Overseas UK. Right, it's coming up for 5:45. Let's get the